Hardcore Henry, not Hardcore Harry. If you search that up, you might find something a whole lot different. Hardcore Henry stars Sharlto Copley, Haley Bennett, Tim Roth, among others, and is directed by a guy whose name I cannot pronounce, so I'm just going to put it right there. This movie is very unique in that it's filmed in all first person, say like you're playing a Call of Duty game or something like that, so it's a very different movie than you've probably ever seen before, and that's the main reason why people are going to go out to see this movie. So the big question is that I have to address, did that work? Did that style of filming work in this movie? Yes, it did. So this movie starts out, this guy wakes up, and these people are like fixing him. They're putting like bionic and robotic arms on him, and they're fixing him all up like he's a machine, and it's kind of like RoboCop. It's really interesting, actually. It was really cool. When he wakes up, the doctor who's fixing him, played by Haley Bennett, is telling him about their marriage. Kind of reminds me of like this worse actress version of Jennifer Lawrence for whatever reason, but whatever. And all hell ensues after that, and they have to kind of escape and crash down. These people invade, and it's just kind of a cool action premise from then. He's trying to kind of save his wife, and then he's trying to figure out what's going on with him, like who he is. And then he's kind of aided along by Sharlto Copley's character. And from then on, we have this really fun, crazy-ass action movie. This movie really impressed me that they could pull this off visually. I mean, this is all shot first person with point-of-view cameras. It looked like it put a tremendous amount of work into it. It looked very hard to do, but I was worried about the story. Is that going to detract from the story? Are they going to be too focused on how they film it instead of focusing on the story and making us care about the characters? And that's really not an issue like I thought it was going to be. You really do care about these characters, and this story is pretty compelling. I really like this story. It's not your cliche action movie, you know? It's not like that at all, like I thought it was going to be, actually. It is a unique story. It's different. It's kind of weird at times, but it does work for me. I really did find myself enjoying this film a lot. Sharlto Copley went above and beyond in this movie. He is just absolutely great. Sharlto Copley plays these different characters throughout the movie. Like, he plays different versions of the same character. I'm not going to spoil for you why that is or who his character, what it means to the story, because I don't want to ruin that for you. But he is just so good in this movie. I could not believe how good he was. For a lot of this movie, you do feel like you're playing one of those first-person video games, like Call of Duty or whatever. And I think for some people, that's really going to hook them. For others, that's really going to turn them off to this movie. The antagonist, the villain of this movie, he's all right. I mean, he's not a very memorable villain. He's not too crazy. He's kind of over the top at times. He was all right. I mean, he wasn't terrible. He wasn't amazing, though, either. He worked for the movie. The big thing I can say about this movie is that it knows what it is, and it delivered on what it wanted to do. It's not a run-of-the-mill action movie by any means, but it's also not some movie with a deeper meaning or a very convoluted plot or a deep, deep plot that you have to think about. It's a fun action movie. They delivered on what they promised in the trailers. That's just going to be some crazy, fun action movie, and it really was. Hardcore Henry is a one-of-a-kind movie viewing experience for sure. The action was great. The filming was really cool. Sharlto Copley was just beyond great. And the story was even better than I thought it was going to be. Like I said before, this movie isn't for everybody. It's pretty nuts, it's pretty gory, but I think if you're a fan of action movies, you'll like it. If you like those first-person video games, you'll like it. And if you're just a movie fan in general, you should go out and see it, just because of how unique of visual storytelling this movie does, and it does it well. In the trailers, this movie promised just to be a fun, crazy action movie, and it delivered on what it was. It wasn't some deeper story, it didn't need to be, and it knew that. I walked out of this theater with a smile on my face. I really enjoyed this movie. I'm going to give Hardcore Henry a 7 out of 10. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching our review over Hardcore Henry. If you like this video, click that thumbs up button, and above all, subscribe to us, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check out our last videos, our trailer, reaction, and review over Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and our Meet the Blacks review. Thanks for tuning in, we'll see you next time.